Hey there, it's Bridget Lynn Dolgoff and Conscious of Economics and Urban Farm YouTube channel. And I was gone for about a week in Reno working on my patients and doing some consulting work and some other stuff. So I'm not sure, kind of sure that this will be my last 3 weeks out here trying to make some stuff work for the people out here. So this is kind of an omen. I planted 6 seed trays here and set it all up for easy watering. Just got to set them in there and put water in there and all that. And most of them did not make it. All that made it was half a tray here. That's Aramuth, and I'm pretty sure that's Shard, but that's it. So not to do an injustice to these plants. Oh, and then they've got little, weed in there, right there. That's purslane, and purslane is super good food, and its leaves have the highest 3, 6, and 9 essential fatty acids per volume. And they're weeds, they grow, they're kind of little rubbery, and you can cultivate them and put the leaves in your salad, eat them raw. Anyway. Just a little blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is now, since I don't have a ton that I'm going to need to plant in the hoop house during the next couple weeks I'm here, I'm not going to put the hoop house up because I'm not going to be able to utilize it because I'm probably not going to be here by the time I plant another seed crop. So I'm not going to plant another seed crop. And it was $50 worth of heirloom organic seeds, and I just don't really have the money to go get more. And mostly these are like winter green leafy plants. So what I'm going to do is I brought this wood over here. Oh, here, let me show you what I have in my bucket. Okay, so in my bucket I have a little plastic thing here, protector, that I put my little tablet in so that I can make movies. Here's my La Cucaracha hat, which if you get a big enough hat, it's super easy. You can just stick it right on there, and so then the rim and stuff stays good at night when you close down. And that's my beautiful La Cucaracha hat. And I have my gloves, and I have my water bottle, and then I always carry 2 bandanas. I can wet them and put them around my forehead, or put them around my forehead when I'm sweating, around my neck, cool. I can also use them as a respirator or a cover for my nasal passages in case I'm dealing with, stuff that I need to cover my mouth. And then I always have like some scissors, wire cutters, and my green paraphernalia as well. And then I also have some other tools. Usually I have a hammer in here, and sometimes a hand saw. And put that all back in there and put my La Cucaracha on, because I'm taking you somewhere else. All right, still no go with the garden. We still don't have enough water. We're getting a lot of water though. I think something like 1,500 gallons a day out of the river. They have water rights. Soon we'll be having a salmon run. So we have to get a solar pump in order to pump enough to irrigate a small garden. It just doesn't have enough force. Gravity force is not enough. These are my planks that I just got out of what we call the boneyard. I got 4 of them. I'll be nailing those suckers together to make my cold frame for the veggies that survive to go into. Here's my trees. Working on my tree project here. So I'm going to do some mild pruning on these guys. Just take off a couple big limbs that are just really not good. And this is what I'm doing. I'm digging about, anywhere from a foot to a couple feet deep around this tree. I'm going to do all the trees. And then I'm adding wood chips in, and then I'm going to add elephant manure that we have here on the land to the top of it. So it serves a couple of purposes. because you can see this dirt is hard as a rock. And there's like right there, you can see like a little wormhole right there, but they're few and far between. So I need to like conjure a reason for microbes to live here around the tree and soften the soil and aerate it. So with everything we grow, water, aeration, and nutrient, those are the three components. Doesn't matter what you're trying to grow, how you're trying to grow it. So right now we're trying to deal with holding more water here, which the wood chips and the manure will help when it starts raining. And we're adding food for microbes. And as long as we keep it moist, the microbes will stay in here and chew all this up, and it'll create an aerate soil, and even down below around the roots, and then it'll actually help this tree. Like, people want to give up on these trees. Like, you see all the, bug holes, beetle holes in it. But you should have seen the shitload of apples that this thing produced this year. And this guy too. I mean, that guy is an amazing apple tree. Just loaded with green apples. So with a little love and kindness and not too much pruning, just a couple big limbs off, I think next year these guys are going to produce even more and be a lot healthier and happier. And also, by the time that the microbes start chewing on some of this stuff here come winter, when it gets lots of water on it, they're going to make, by eating all this material up, nutrient. So, we're serving three major purposes right now. We're water, it'll retain more water. Number two, it'll create aeration by the microbes coming back up to the surface and living there and having something to eat. And then they'll in turn create the nutrient from the mass volume for the trees. So it's super easy, but this dirt is harder than rocks. Okay, I'm going to go over here and show you. And yeah, I've been shoveling that sucker. All right, so I'm going to come over here and show you what I built yesterday with Dr. Lenny Time. And we built a traditional, classic dry compost. And we had a lot of leaf matter, as you can see down there. We found this fence, and we wired it all together. And, whoa, snake! Snake! There's a snake! Oh, hi, snake! I don't like snakes much, but look, he's a black snake. You black snake! Oh, he went into the compost. Must be something good in there. That's good. So, we got mostly leaf mass. Then on top, we put about 6 bags of the coffee place making their own coffee, and this is what comes off of the coffee bean. And so we helped to recycle some of this material and then put it in it kind of a nest, mostly area inside kind of the built up thing. And then we just put some branches on top just to kind of sort of hold it down in case wind comes or whatever else. So anyway, classic, let me get back. That's kind of a classic, dry compost pile with dry compost stuff. Could take like 5 years. And once it drops down to the middle of that fence, it should all be awesome material to use for a garden bed or whatever else. So this is kind of a long term. So we still had some of those coffee shales, and we got some serious problems going on with these rotting hay bales that are like impossible to use. They're moldy, and you just don't want to breathe that shit in. So what we decided to do, since they were kind of lumped together, is we started to kind of fill in all the cracks between them instead of trying to move them or break them apart. And then so we're starting another large dry compost right here. And then the rain will come. And I put a little bit of this dry pile of cow manure right here on top to kind of hold it in and also retain a little more water. But this is mostly a dry compost. And so I'll kind of show you what it looks like. So that way we can kind of get rid of a mass of stuff. Here, that's already bad and not really the healthiest to move. And then we're just going to fill it all in and cover it all up slowly until you don't see any of the hay bales anymore. And then, 5 to 10 years down the road, it will all decompose into a really nice mass without effort. It's effortless. Dry compost is effortless. You don't have to water them, and you don't really have to do anything with them. Anyway, here's our cute little orchard. Isn't that the cutest little orchard? So, yeah, before I leave, making sure that I have cleaned up the bottoms of them and dug holes and filled them all up and pruned off what I could prune off. And, yeah. And help them. And then in the long term, they're just going to be amazing. Don't give up on things. Don't be like, oh, well, I'm going to plant an orchard anyway, so fuck it. Yeah, these are beings, and they give you food, and they should be treated with much more respect and honor. If we want to be respected and honored, then we got to treat these beings who produce food for us with respect and honor. That's just my opinion. And I got a funny story. I kind of look at trees, especially like fruit trees, like grandmothers. Constantly giving, constantly living, aging, sometimes gracefully, sometimes not. And I was told by one of the people how we should harvest the apples is that we should put a tarp down and then jerk on it and shake it. And all I could think was an old lady like 100 years old being grabbed by the neck and shook to death. And it's like that's just not consciousness. It's not conscious behavior. Like attracts like. You want to shake that tree, you're going to get your tree shaked. So better to touch everything and everything you do with patience, love, kindness, devotion, intention, than to go after it in an aggressive, non-caring function just to get it done. We don't want our food with that kind of structural watered energy. Oh, we just need to get you done. No, we want apples where we love the tree and took care of the tree and desired the tree and made the tree's life better. And glad that it was producing food for us. So anyway, that's it. You can see Dr. Lenny walking across the field back there. And I'm going to get to my cold frame build. So yeah, as soon as I have all that done, I will shoot you another video. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Bridget Lynn Dolgoff, Consciousness of Economics, Urban Farm YouTube channel. Love ya.